What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Back another review. Today we're going to be reviewing Redcon 1 MRE LITe. I'm not a big fan of protein just because they've always made me feel like crap. I've always felt super shitty after drinking protein shakes. I decided protein's not for me. Let me just eat tuna or eat chicken or eat something that had some protein post-workout. You would never catch me at the gym, drinking my whey protein 20 minutes after the workout to get that anabolic window, bro. Something that I wanted to talk about real quick before we review the protein is when it comes to protein, there's different kinds of protein. That's something that I didn't know when I first started in fitness. There's casein protein, which is slow digested protein. There's whey isolate, there's whey hydrolyzed, there's this one, animal-based protein, there's vegan protein. There's like endless proteins out there. This is a protein more geared towards the people that have trouble drinking things such as whey or casein protein. Whey and casein comes from dairy. If you have an issue digesting dairy, then I will not recommend whey protein or casein protein. That was exactly the reason why I stopped drinking protein, was because every time I drank whey protein, I would feel like shit after, and it was something with the dairy. I completely cut out dairy from my diet and I felt much better after. I had much better skin, just felt overall better. This one is actually an animal-based protein. This one comes from beef protein, pea protein, chicken, brown rice, egg, and salmon. It does say here at the bottom that it does contain milk, egg, and fish. Obviously, it's going to contain some kind of milk, but not nearly as much as a whey isolate or a casein protein. Those come from dairy. You might have a lot of issues digesting it. When this one, I've never had an issue digesting it. I've had it, for the past month and a half, and it's treated me great. I haven't had an issue so far. To make it easy, just like I always do with reviews, I kind of split it into 3 to 4 sections. So the first section that I'm going to be talking about is the taste. It's probably the most important for me, because if I absolutely dread drinking my protein shake, I'm probably not going to drink it consistently. Second one is going to be mixability. Make sure it's not all clumpy when you mix it and those kinds of things. You never want that in your protein. And the third one is probably the most important one for a lot of people, which is macros. Making sure the macros fit both for cutting and bulking. So I'm going to talk about those 3 major things for this protein. This specific one is the banana nut bread flavor. Let's mix it up. Let's give it a little taste test. So I got my little handy dandy Easter cup today. Boom, right into the water. We got, I think, 6 ounces in here. We got it all mixed up here. Let's give it a little taste test. I had to do a second one. I would rate it as 7 out of 10. It's drinkable. I don't have an issue drinking it. Would I drink this absolutely every single day of my life? No. Right? I would kind of switch up the flavor, but it's doable. Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I'm gonna have a non-protein drinker try this out. Give you guys a more genuine review. She's never tried this before, so.
Micah? It tastes like pudding, like banana pudding.
Yeah, so it does taste really banana-y. Obviously, she doesn't drink protein every day. Her taste buds aren't that adapted to protein shakes. But in terms of protein shakes, it does taste pretty decent. I would give this a 7. What do you think?
5.
5? Okay, we got a 7 and a 5 equals out to a 6. Second thing we're gonna go over is mixability. So as you saw, this is not a shaker cup, this is an Easter cup. And it actually mixed pretty well. There's no clumps in here. I mixed it for like 20 seconds and there's absolutely no clumps. So mixability, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. No issues there. Now for the most important part, which is the macros, right? So the macros are really important. You wanna make sure it fits your macros, bro. Obviously you have 30 servings per protein tub, which is the average. Total calories is gonna come out to 130 per scoop. Total fat is gonna be 2 grams. Carbs is 4 grams, and protein is 24 grams. I usually have 2 scoops, so it equals out to almost 50 grams. 8 grams of carb and 4 grams of fat. I can deal with that all day long. There are better proteins out there in terms of the macros, like better tasting proteins. I wouldn't really say these are bad macros. I would actually say they're pretty good in terms of cutting and bulking, right? Because cutting, these macros are not gonna break the macro bank, and bulking, you can just add, maybe do it with milk or do it with almond milk instead of water, and that's gonna add some calories on there as well. Okay, so overall, I mean, taste is decent, it's doable. Mixability is great, 10 out of 10, no issues there. And macros, I'm gonna have to give it an 8 out of 10. Maybe if it had like 2 grams of carb instead of 4 grams of carb, because those carbs can add up if you had like 2 or 3 scoops, maybe it would be, you know, a 10 out of 10. So I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. Would I recommend this protein? Yes. Would it be my first option? No. One last thing that I wanted to add, I know some people trip on this. I don't really care. This is sweetened with sucralose. It's not like natural, you know, sweeteners like stevia or monk fruit or something like that. It does have fake sweeteners in it. If that's something that's a deal breaker for you, definitely do not go with this protein and opt for something that's more vegan or natural. So overall, would I recommend this protein? Yes, especially for someone that's looking for a different kind of protein apart from whey or casein. I haven't had any issues with digesting it, and it's actually been great to me. So I would recommend it on that point of view. But are there better tasting proteins out there? Absolutely. Overall, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. No complaints. Mixability is great. Taste is decent, and the macros are pretty good as well. But I'm gonna wrap up the video. I wanna thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for a lot more content coming soon. Peace out, everyone.